Gamers, we got a brand new patch in Etheria Restart, and we finally got a buff in the Grim Pursuit. So we're going to be able to get more training data. We're going to compare it a bit with the previous drop rates. We're going to see if this is actually enough, because I really feel that it's not really solving the main pain point. And that, of course, it has to do with the shells. Re-rolling the shells, and then of course just wasting your training data. I feel like even if we get 10 million training data, we're still gonna be more or less in the same situation. Yesterday, for example, I was trying to re-roll a passive. I wasn't even looking for a mythical one necessarily. Of course, that would have been the end goal, but I was ready to accept even an epic one, right? And I was just not freaking getting it. I ended up in burning over 1 million training data just to try and get that as an epic. So imagine trying to get a mythical one, a legendary one, is just crazy difficult. But either way, guys, we're gonna go over the patch notes. We're gonna talk a bit about everything that changed, because there are quite a few different things. New event coming tomorrow with a weekly reset. Hopefully it's going to be as good as they said, and the most rewarding event in the game, because I freaking hate this bloody train, man. Like, even if you get triple S on it, you're barely getting anything. Either way, maintenance patch notes, version 0716. To provide everyone with a better adventure experience, they're going to do the maintenance, and they're going to give us 200 Hydra crystals as a compensation. So if you haven't logged in the game today, just make sure you do it, and you're going to be able to claim that. So as you guys can probably notice, the patch notes are not that big, actually. Starting with the very first thing, major gameplay Dreamscape has launched. Now, of course, it's not live in game just yet. It should be released tomorrow, most likely to replace the train event that we currently have at the moment, right? Or the Cyber Shadows, one or the other, because we're going to have two limited events here anyway. Both of them are ending. Then, they mentioned that you can gamble for your rewards in here. So let's just say you have the standard rewards. You can select to collect them, or you can go and try and gamble for a 2x or a 3x or God knows what. Personally, I do not trust them in doing so, because their drop rates in terms of events in general, they have been pretty awful. Like if you get a good chest that has multiple rewards, like take for example a lattice chest that shows you 2 fragments, 5, 10, 15, 25, 99% of the time you're going to get the 2 fragments. So the drop rates will be horrendous most probably for that too. Then they have the Midsummer Fest themed event is now open, so it seems like that's going to be another new event. Added Shell Slumba to the Grim Pursuit Inferno difficulty. Slumba will replace other epic shell drops from Inferno difficulty. Recycling Slumba grants a large amount of training data. Now we're going to see how large is that amount of training data, because I'm curious to compare it to a regular epic shell. One thing that I've noticed already, they actually increased a bit the training data that drops from just doing the regular runs. Not by a lot, probably by around 10% or something like that. So they fixed quite a few different issues, bug fixes basically. We had a bug in the Anysync Echoes with the Bayontine where spread triggered petrified targeting incorrectly. Something where Shell Amber caused missing floating combat text after activation. So it's just basically tons of random stuff. Fixed an issue with Anima Celine's Aqua Shield where reflected damage came from the shield holder instead of Celine. I thought that the reflect damage goes from anyone that has the shield, right? Not just Celine. Maybe I misunderstood that part. Fixed an issue where Animus Rahu Rat Effect could not transfer debuffs correctly to co-op targets after reaching 4 stacks. Fixed an issue where the boss Lindell in main quest Eternate Rally with skill Hyper Assist could not properly transfer debuffs to attack targets. Fixed an imminent issue in the Phantom Theater where players could not switch boss targets. Fixed an abnormal reward distribution in the Union United Front settlement. I guess they mean the abnormal reward distribution, which never happened. We haven't got the rewards, only like 4 days later. Fixed an issue where in the Union United Front where skills could not target the last enemy in void status. And fixed an issue in Union Anchor Recon Worm Reason where the burn effect might not decrease after the Animus' turn. So pretty much that's it for this patch notes, guys. Now, if we are quickly going to have a look right here, let's see, I got 10 wins on the Nikonana. I think they've mentioned they will implement some type of a mercy where you're guaranteed to get a mythical shell, I think, in 10 runs. Correct me if I'm wrong. I really do not remember exactly what they've mentioned about that mercy. Nothing about getting triple matrix effects, of course. That just won't really happen. So you're still gonna be farming this day and night. But as you guys can probably notice, right now here we got 117,000 XP. Now before, I think it was a bit less versus this stage. Maybe I'm wrong and it was the same. It might be just the same. Maybe they haven't modified the training data. Maybe I'm just imagining things. But even if they did, just by a very, very small amount, so something like 10% or so. So if we're going to go over to actually check how much XP we're getting from this, is it good enough? Is it not? So let me just scroll all the way at the bottom. You see, I still have some of the old epic shells. So basically for this one, if we're going to recycle, sorry, just realized I haven't clicked on recycle. So one of these used to give us 4,000 training data. One of these gives us double. Okay, so at least is double. Okay, that is definitely better than what we had before. Because 4,000, not that great. 8,000, still not that great, considering that the passives are still the main issue. But overall, better, right? So let's see. Hell, haven't I selected just epics, man? What's happening? So 180k from selling 26. Bang, bang, we're taking these ones out. 19 of them, 152k. So yeah, double is actually fairly decent. But as I've mentioned, the main issue is not necessarily to do with the training data that you're getting from there. I feel like you can get double training data, you can get triple training data, and more or less, we're still going to be in the exact same situation where we are going to struggle to get the right passive. So I'm talking about this shell, okay? I was trying to get at least epic speed on it. So if I'm going to go back to try and get a higher version of it, I might get stupid lucky and get it the first try just because I'm doing a video and the game wants to prove me differently. But it might not happen. Okay, so I might just burn and burn and burn all of the training data. So we got one upgrade. Let's keep on going till we get a legendary or a mythical, right? Oh, damn, I misclicked right there. But that's fine because we are going to try and get something better anyway, or we're going to just burn all of my training data, which most likely it will be the case. So as I've mentioned, it doesn't matter if you are getting 1 million training data, you're getting 2 million training data. The issue is right here. The issue is not leveling up the shell, because for that, you know exactly how much training data you need. You need this many copies of the shell to ascend it, and then the main issue is the freaking passive. Not being able to get what you need. And the problem is that right now I have a rare blessing on it. I should not be rolling rares again. I should not be rolling the exact same thing again with the same stats, but that happens. Now, it might not happen right here, but you can even roll the same thing back to back to back to back multiple times till you're getting literally tired of it. So we got 7 speed right now. Let's overwrite it. And I already dropped 600k. I already dropped 600k. And I've just got the exact same freaking thing. No upgrade on it. It's just a freaking 7, right? This should not be happening. So as long as they're not fixing this part of the economy, they can give us all the freaking training data in the world, because that frustration and that pain point is still going to be here, okay? Look, we're getting shield, rare, another rare, an epic now. We should literally gradually just increase the actual rarity of the passive. We should not be rolling the exact same thing. So now we got a crit rate mythical. Beautiful. I already dropped almost 1 million training data to try and get one thing, and it's just not happening. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy myself, but I do not think that they fixed the core issue. Once again, I got the exact same thing. Like, this should not be happening. That's the most frustrating thing, to get the same thing that you already have on, and sometimes with a lower value. This time around it drops 7-7, but other times it can drop you a lower value as well, which is just crazy. So we got a 10 override. Let's keep on going. Can we get a legendary or a mythical? We got a 9. You see, exactly what I was just telling you. Why would I want to upgrade? Why would I want to upgrade to a 9 speed when I already have 10? Why would you even give me this on the screen? So 1.3 million training data for nothing. Okay, so go and farm the new currency, the new thingies, the new shells that drop you more training data, because we're still in the same shit, pardon my French. Like, it literally makes absolutely no freaking difference, okay? The only thing that is changed is you're gonna have more currency to get frustrated more, basically, right? So that's what changed. Look at that. I bet I'm gonna burn all of it, but I want to do it now because I'm doing the video, right? I bet I'm gonna burn all of it, and I'm still not going to get something higher, which is just crazy. I haven't seen a single legendary one on speed yet. I've got a couple of mythicals, a couple of legendaries. Look, 7. Why would I want to put 7 instead of 10, man? Okay, give me 10 again. Why not? Give me the same thing over and over again. Maybe after I farm 2,000 more times the same stage and I accumulate more training data, I can come back at it and get frustrated again. That's one of the core issues with this. And not addressing the issue with the actual Etheria coin is another big slap in the face. Like, I'm really disappointed by the way they kind of like responded, saying that, you just gotta be more careful with your resources. I mean, you can't be careful with resources if you don't have them, right? And saying that if they're giving more Etheria coin, people won't participate in events, is just crazy. It's just false, completely false. Okay, so there we go. 2.5 million training data burned, and I'm still getting 9, even though I have 10 on it, right? So let me just burn it all, because why not? And there you go. That's what the changes actually did. Now, not to sound negative or anything like that, it is a step in the right direction, but I feel like we are still 200 steps away from reaching the final destination. So if they are just addressing these issues every 5 to 6 weeks, I feel like it's going to be a very long time till we're going to get to a point where they're actually fixing their in-game economy, because the economy is just busted. It's just not working properly, right? And that is my pain point with the game at the moment. It's just literally these freaking passives, and then of course is the Etheria coin. So right now I have, I think I have around 8 million, 7.7 million Etheria coins. If I'm gonna go over to my modules and start upgrading some of them, I'll be instantly dropping them like in minutes, okay? Like, I literally won't have a chance to do much. I think I can upgrade around 9 pieces to maximum level with what I have. But that is literally around 12k stamina worth of farming, more or less. Probably I've used a couple of billion in the meantime. But it's just crazy how much it costs to upgrade things. And it's not necessarily a problem with the cost. It's more a problem of what you're getting from farming and selling your modules, right? Either way, guys, it is a step in the right direction, but I feel like it's just not solving the core issue, which has to do with the passives. As you've seen, 2.5 million training data just disappeared. So I think we're just going to continue to get more frustrated now, because we have double the amount of training data to piss us off when we are trying to reroll our passives. Either way, appreciate all of you guys watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.